Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the second half of 2020. What a exciting and turbulent year it has been, and what better way to reflect on this year than to look at the top 5 action figures released so far. Now, this will obviously be subject to change as the year wears on. I'll do a top 10 list at the end of the year, but for now we're just going to look at 5 figures who I think are, the shining examples that have come out so far in 2020. The beacons of light in what has been a rather dark time. We'll do a few, honorary mentions as well. In fact, we'll start with them. So, let's begin. Okay, our honorary mentions are 2 trench-coated badasses. One's a half demon, one's a half vampire. Dante is the Thousand Toys Dante, and he is a fantastic figure. His accessories are amazing, his articulation, especially in the lower body, is really impressive. The coat, which is actual fabric, looks great and has a wire so you can pose it. There's not too many drawbacks apart from the face sculpt being a bit off, and then his price. You can get 2 Storm Collectibles, or 7 Lightning Collection figures, or like 4 NECA figures for the price you pay for Dante, and he doesn't come with enough accessories, and he doesn't have enough bulk to justify that cost. It's absolutely ridiculous how much they charged for him. So he doesn't crack the top 5. Really, really solid figure, but the value just isn't there. Alucard makes the value. I mean, he has great accessories, a simplistic but well executed design, and it's only his articulation which hinders him, and the fact that his accessories, while plentiful, aren't actually that interesting. He's got a sword, a sheath, and then a flaming sword, and then a bunch of extra hands. Admittedly, he didn't have that many things in the show. He wasn't like Cypher or Trevor, who had, a whole range of artifacts they could use, but it just means he's not totally exceptional. He's still a really, really solid figure, they both are, but they don't crack the top 5, just. Anyway, now that's out of the way, let's dive into the list. Alright, number 5. He ties in with Alucard. This is Trevor Belmont from Castlevania. This is the Diamond Select figure, and unlike Alucard, he comes with a plethora of great, relevant accessories, which is kind of what has elevated him, onto this list. His articulation leaves something to be desired, but his sculpt is excellent, the paintwork is excellent, and he comes with a whip, he comes with the chain, he comes with 2 swords, several hands, some holding daggers, and he comes with a bucket. Don't know why he came with a bucket, still disappointed it wasn't a Build-A-Figure set of like a janitor's kit, but I'll get over it. He didn't have grippy hands, which was a huge detraction, but I'll give Diamond credit, I contacted them, and they sent me grippy hands free of charge. That is excellent customer service, good enough to bump him up onto the top 5, because he's a really, really solid figure initially, and then they fixed the defect when I contacted them. So that's a fantastic experience all around. So yeah, well done Diamond, you got him onto the top 5. Greatly executed figure. Alright, on to number 4. And here we have, of course, the Power Rangers Lightning Collection's Yellow Ranger Trini. Now obviously I love Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and it was great to get a figure of Trini that is just an excellent figure. The head sculpt for, her unmorphed head is the best likeness the Wave has, and it's nice they put that effort in considering the tragedy surrounding the actress herself. And then the figure just comes with several other good accessories, great articulation, sadly the same sort of limited, well more limited than the male character's articulation, but it's still very, very serviceable. The yellow paintwork makes her more appealing than the Pink Ranger, to me at least, and it's just good to have a well-executed Trini figure. It's something I'm pleased to have in my collection, and that nabs her the number 4 spot. Alright, on to number 3. And here we have a figure that surprised me, because this company and I have such a bitter relationship up till this year. So NECA and I, there's always a defect when I get from NECA. It's just my Kratos was defective, ordered a Predator that was defective, but I got this guy on a whim because I love Terminator 1, and he has nothing wrong with him. He is so well sculpted, he's decently articulated, his accessories are just fantastic. He is a really, really well done figure, and he restored my faith in NECA. So yeah, just a perfect representation of Ani from T1. definitely deserves a third spot because it changed my mind on an entire company, which led me to buy the number 2 figure, which of course is the Alpha Predator. So, the 100th release in the NECA Predator line, an entirely new sculpt and character, and they just hit it out of the ballpark. His accessories look fantastic and so unique. If you put him on the Predator shelf, he's going to stand out. That sort of very white, almost albino skin, the bone, the chitness armor. Yeah, he's just immaculately executed, and they've, addressed the limited articulation that the Predator line has in his design. So they've improved their entire line going forward off the back of this figure. Just a fantastic celebration of a line, and just so well executed in and of itself. Keep saying well executed, but then this is a top 5 list, so they're all going to be well executed in some regard. So yeah, excuse that bit of repetition. He, however, is so close to being the number 1 spot just because he is a revolution for the line, a good continuation of the line, and a good way of celebrating the line. He addressed everything he needed to very well. So, it's surprising that there's still a figure I've gotten this year that sort of knocks him from the top spot. And that figure is the legendary wolf himself, Terry Bogard from Storm Collectibles. Now, Storm Collectibles just puts out some really, really solid figures. They also put out some figures that are not so good, Arugel, but Terry is an absolute smash hit. He came with so many accessories, some of the best I've ever seen on a figure, that just make the shelf more interesting, and his very presence makes the shelf more interesting. His design is so simplistic yet 90s that it just oozes character. I mean, you can see here him holding his hat the way he is with that subtle grin and the ponytail. He has character. That's what you want. You want the figure to represent, the essence of what it comes from, and he does that so well, combined with excellent articulation, stability, bulk, value. Considering how many accessories he comes with, he knocks value out of the park. He's definitely number 1 for me so far. He got me interested in SNK. I've been, blasting through the Fatal Fury games. I've been getting the shit kicked out of me in Mark of the Wolves at the moment, but I will master it and I will overcome. But this figure has pretty much no flaws to overcome. The paint is leaking from the vest onto the white shirt, which sucks, but that's just going to happen over time with a white shirt on a red vest, them capturing, the aesthetic of the character. But he is definitely the number 1 of the year so far, and I'm hoping that he gets dethroned because you want, your figures to constantly be improving in technology. But as it is, that's going to be quite the task because nothing Storm seems to be putting out has anything near the accessories he comes with. And I don't know, the Samurai Showdown dude has my interest, but will he be enough to top Terry? Will any figure be enough to top Terry? Let's see. Alright folks, and there you have it, the top 5 so far of 2020. Now, it's a very eclectic mix. You've got a Lightning Collection, a Storm Collectible, 2 NECAs and a Diamond Select. That just shows the vast range of quality figures we have coming out at the moment. It's a good time to be a collector. I am excited to see what the rest of the year holds, what next year holds, because obviously some things will have been delayed by the current situation, but we're still getting some excellent releases, which is nice. It's something to relieve the stress and something else to focus on through the hardships of the year. So, yeah, it's a bonus that we're getting such solid releases, and I'm hoping that every one of these figures is topped as the year goes on, because you want to see that constant improvement, as I was saying. Now, I'm not sure if I'll do my top 5 worst figures, because I don't really enjoy doing those sorts of lists. I'd rather focus on the positive. But it might be something I do going forward. If you have any ideas for top 5 or top 10 lists that you want me to do, just let me know in the comment, because it is enjoyable to do and makes you think about your own collection. What are your top 5 figures? What are your worst 5 figures? What are your just favorite in general ever 5 figures? So yeah, let me know in the comments, and if you want to see more videos, we do 2 uploads every week. We have figure fights, we have Hero House reviews, and we have the Wreckers, all of which are a good time. Thank you for watching, please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you again. Bye!